This story is about seeds, the seeds that grow our food. This is a big story, and it's our story. For a very long time, our people have been growing and eating our own food, keeping the seeds and replanting those seeds to grow more food. As our ancestors roamed the land, they carried seed with them to different soils and different climates. So the plants adapted, and different varieties evolved. So today we have many varieties of the same foods. These foods nourished our ancestors for a very long time. They're our food from our seed. And this is not just our story. The same story is being told all around the world, and we'll visit different countries that share this story. But today, everything is changing. People who save their own seed to grow their own food are now buying commercial seeds. We are losing valuable seeds and food. And while this is a story of what's happening, it's also the story of what we can do about it. How we can fix the problems. But first, we've got to go back in time, long ago, to the time of our ancestors.
This is the highway road to the mountains, where 400 years ago, where people used it for carrying crops, root crops from the mountain to the market, and also carrying their things from the coastal to the highland.
When there's a trouble fight, he takes one male rabbit, one female rabbit, a hen and a rooster, and goes for their life with his children, and takes different varieties of seed, just a few, a handful each, and then goes away and settles in another place.
A very long time ago, people of the Pacific region collected wild banana, sugarcane, taro and many other food plants to start their gardens. They selected the best plants that grew into the foods we enjoy today. All around the world, people use these special food plants to create the beauty and complexity of our cultivated landscapes. Our ancestors knew that to survive and prosper, they needed to nurture different varieties of plants in their forests, farms and gardens. This is all part of our natural capital.
And this taro is the best of best taro in the highlands. And this is our traditional taro where our ancestors planted on the mountains.
The
ancient people, they considered this as a gold. So that's why they used it for so many religious purposes and for chanting and for the other traditional practices.
As well as the plants we eat, a special gift from our ancestors is the knowledge that goes with them. Along with our seeds, we pass on this knowledge to our children.
Before he dies, he planted a mango sapling somewhere around it, so it can be used for his son. So it is a part of the intergenerational activity, where the certain kinds of information and knowledge is passed on to the son, and then goes on. So the son will plant it for his son. So we have some kind of biodiversity around because of our certain family customs and culture.
Oh, okay. Come time that they are married, the mother actually sometimes they handed the planting materials down to them as well, or aunties. It's like a gift to a new house.
I'm Emilio and I'm here to talk about Elda Bambini, our friends from the other garden. The first work they give us was to go around the gardens and talk with other farmers. When I saw Elda, who was cultivating her lettuce, she teach us about saving the plants, and she give us seeds from her garden. They were special kinds of seeds that grows here many years. Now they are growing very good in our garden.
And that's what they normally will show to their children. If they lead their sons and daughters to the garden, they'll show them, look, this is the place. You should plant this type of crop, and this type of crop you plant over there.
But today, there is a threat to the quality of our food, and it comes from commercial seeds. These commercial seed varieties grow crops that look good, but looks can be deceiving. Many are hybrids that are inbred and produce poor quality seeds. So new seeds have to be bought every year. Their pollen contaminates our traditional seeds. These commercial seeds have been created by the marriage of giants. Chemical giants with seed giants. We call them multinational corporations. They sell their hybrid and genetically engineered seeds, tubers and fruit trees all over the world to all types of growers, from the smallest home gardener to the largest mechanised broadacre farmers. These commercial varieties are often more susceptible to pest and disease attack. Growing so many of these genetically uniform plants all together means more attacks, so poisons must be used.
Even in home gardening, I find people are going and buying hybrid seeds. Even in small gardens, they spray chemicals. If you take hybrids, one of the major disadvantages is it needs high level of fertilizers and high level of pesticides. Both are expensive.
Yeah, I used to spend at least 10 to 20,000 rupees on this chemicals itself. We used to have fertilizers, urea, and I used to put quite a lot also.
We buy pesticides, it costs a lot of money and we spend a lot of money to buy that. The small amount of profit we get it, we spend it to buy that pesticide.
Voilà, c'est super. Alors un conseil, faites vos pois de senteur, ne les achetez pas. 10 pois de senteur dans le paquet, 10 pois de senteur qu'ils mettent, j'ai vu, je les ai comptés. Hein. C'est comme les tomates hybrides, c'est pareil. On n'a rien. 4,50 €, certaines tomates même. Hein? C'est excessif, quoi. Alors que les autres sont aussi belles, aussi bonnes, et même mieux.
If we plant hybrid seeds, we can produce seeds. But local, we can get more seeds and very cheap.
For commercial reasons, those are the seeds that are being sold here, and they buy what they can get. And the local corn varieties are becoming harder and harder to find as a result.
Food varieties handed down by our ancestors are disappearing, leading to less variety in our diet. Very soon, if we don't act, many traditional seeds and plants may be lost forever. Every country faces these problems.
And at the moment, it's not like in the past. People are struggling to get back all the local varieties.
There are certain types of yam that I saw when I was a child that I normally do not see now.
Yeah, he is naming about 2 varieties of sweet potatoes. He saw those sweet potatoes, but he never sees them now. They all disappear.
The melon we have on Anuta is not, it has now been extinct. It's not anymore there, but it's a very big type of melon. It cannot be found anywhere.
It's all hybrids now. Hybrids, only hybrids are grown. Nobody grows the old variety, the traditional watermelon.
Hybrid varieties are not going to taste. They are giving yield. They are giving much foods. They are not going to taste.
Farmers come to depend more and more on the big companies that supply seed, fertilizer and chemicals. All around the world, these companies are reaching out to more remote tribal areas.
Seed companies selling their hybrids even to these tribal villages located very remote, deep inside the forest. So they are selling fertilizers, pesticides along with the seed hybrid seeds.
So the traditional varieties are good, but this new variety is like a wound. So it's like a wound in the society.
These commercial seeds, fertilizers and poisons are creeping into the Pacific region.
The seeds from overseas, no Solomon.
With my hybrid watermelon, I use Captain as a fungicide treatment. At the same time, I use Cabrol and Otin as a insecticide treatment. We keep changing the drugs so that we keep confusing the insects so that they don't build resistance against the...
People who grow food using chemical sprays are putting their own health at risk. They often cannot read complicated instructions and use little or no protection against poisonous chemicals.
More than 80% of the farm accidents are due to the use of pesticides. Obviously, just they spray the agrochemical and everything 3 or 4 times than the recommended concentration.
Women who are working with pesticides very often get pesticides through their skin into their body, and that goes into the mother's milk. And then they will be feeding children with poisonous pesticides. So that because people do not take care to wear all the implements necessary before spraying. They spray bare-bodied, they don't close their mouth, and they just spray it.
This mark is very harmful to human being. Protection, it is mask, yes. We are going to spray with mask.
No, he don't wear any protection. Just casually he comes with a spray and go on spraying.
Right? And the other pesticide poisoning comes when pesticides is washed in the rivers. People go and drink out of it. They bathe out of it. And if you have any injuries, woe be unto you. You can get very badly sick.
In Jaffna, even now, the rate of cancer is so high.
The poisons end up in our food, affecting our health. They're not medicine, but poisons that affect all living beings, including you and me, and our children.
The effect on both animals and humans, how healthy the animals and the humans seems to be declining. As year goes by, the general level of vitality of the animals that are fed with the maize that they're importing from so far away seems to be less than they remember from the past.
Okay, you can increase your production, but your health is jeopardized, the health of your cattle is jeopardized, the soil is all lost, and we are polluting the water.
Mass-produced food grown with these seeds is transported very long distances. It is imported into Pacific countries and sold even in the smallest of shops. At the same time, our good land is being used to grow crops for export. The same ships that take away good food products bring in poorer quality food that costs many times more.
Also, wherever you look at food crops that are grown, it's meant for export. It's not meant for the local people who are growing it.
The market trend started changing. Instead of selling in the local markets, then the products start moving, vegetables from one place to another for long distance transportation.
And it's not to the needs of people or needs of, like a country's culture.
In Papua New Guinea, we produce the best coffee and organic coffee. But you look at the shops in PNG, we buy Nescafe, which is coffee which is not good for people, the very cheapest that you can sell in the markets. Trying to tell the people that you can produce it in here, drink it yourself, sell the money at best price, then giving it to the factory and they're exporting our coffee out.
It's the same story with the production of cocoa and consumption of chocolate drinks.
This is corn growing behind here, largely a monoculture which has displaced the old crops of the green hamong here. Here you can see a cycle, a very simple one. Monoculture of maize in the background, which is a very modern variety, the adverts for which you can see in the town. And they sell the maize and they buy processed food and throw the litter about the place.
Fish, coconut, kumara, cassava, that's our main food. When we come over in the town, we change the diet from our main food in the Reef Islands by eating rice, noodles, biscuits. In our islands, we don't need those things.
The main foods coming into the Pacific region from this industrial agriculture are rice, flour, noodles, biscuits, and sweet drinks. And it's not just happening in the towns. This poor quality food is even reaching our villages.
Actually, in my village at the moment, they depend entirely on rice, which is in the past. They don't eat a lot of rice.
Imported rice, grown with commercial seeds, is often poor quality, and not like traditional Asian rice. Just as with sweet potato and taro, there are many local varieties of rice in Asia. Some rices have very special qualities, like this traditional red kirowana in India. that grows so fast and dense that weeds can't compete with it. Some rice is recognised as good for pregnant women. Others are for feeding elephants. These traditional rices are mostly grown in small family farms, with other plants and forests nearby. Asians eat a lot of other healthy things with their rice. Sadly, many traditional Asian rice varieties have been displaced by commercial ones. Another problem with food is the price increasing with the cost of petroleum. Because petroleum is not only used for transport, but also for cultivating, weed and pest spraying, harvesting crops, and even manufacturing fertilizers. The world's grain shortage and food price increases are being blamed on rising petroleum prices.
That now they've started realizing that it has to be bought from money. It has not to be planted from the soil, so the taste and the mentality started to change, try to move on to more money-oriented sort of lifestyle.
In town we live in difficult times. Everything is by money. We want to drink, we got money. We want to transport, we money. We want to eat something good, money. So in here we live by money. We cannot live by nothing. Like in the villages we live in freely.
This is poor food in attractive packaging. It is fattening and contains chemical additives and artificial ingredients that are unhealthy. Bright packaging, chemical flavouring and advertising all trick people into buying it. This food is not fresh and lacks the nutrition of traditional foods.
People tend to shift from baking to more greasy food, which in fact find later that it has affected their lives. Most people are losing their legs and having very fat bodies because of this change of diets.
Processed food like white rice, white flour and noodles release energy quickly. They make people weak and cause diabetes. Diabetes, which comes from overeating on a bad diet, is one of the biggest killers worldwide. The incidence of diabetes in the Pacific has increased manyfold in the last 10 years.
Diabetes depends on how far you are from bakery and bus stop. Malnutrition contributes to child mortality. See, a malnourished child is highly vulnerable for infections and so many problems.
Compared to what we traditionally eat in the village, this food is killing our people. We are gambling our lives away. Traditional Pacific regional staples like sweet potato, taro, yam, coconut, cassava and banana are fibrous foods which release energy slowly and give strength for the whole day. This food keeps people strong and healthy. In our traditional diet, root crops, wild plants and animals, fruits that grow naturally, greens and vegetables are all very important, especially as brain food for children. Forests are important because they harbour wild foods and other useful plants.
In a language we call it kie. Women usually use this to make made of mud and then baskets. Yeah. And we have two different types. This is the lighter one. Let's speak a little bit. And the other one, it's a darker one, and it's small.
To our cultural and on local things for a house to build, we use this sugar palm for their leaves and for they have some food inside to feed the pigs also. So this is very important for us to use these palms here.
You want a good health? Take care of the soil. Take care of diversity. Take care of variety. Your nutrition is automatically taken care of.
Traditional local varieties have superior taste and nutrition. They make you feel good and fill you up.
Okay. This is one type of brinjal, and this is one type of brinjal.
Is the nutrition profile same from a white brinjal to a let's say blue or a brown brinjal? It's not. The very color the nature has expressed and told you, look, I am different. It's been a pleasure to see the variety of brinjals. Colorful, myriad variety, and I think it's just a sight for the sore eyes, and it's the nature's art from.
It's our bean because it's originated from Melanesia. Wing beans are green in color, but here ours is purple in color, and so you can see we are more diversity in diversification in bean.
Our bananas come in many shapes and colours, each with its own taste and uses.
Banana was very important, and this is the only thing that we need to eat in order to stay alive.
If you eat normal polished rice, just one plate, traditional rice, half a plate is enough for you. Because it has more oil, it has more taste, and they are heavy in the stomach. So you can't eat a lot.
This is the traditional rice variety which belongs to Sri Lanka. The nutritious value is so high, and the amount of fat is also so high in this variety. To build up a physical strength and a diseaseless body, it's getting disappeared. We have to protect it.
Something's a good medicine.
It's food and medicine. Both happen in one thing. Yeah, fry it. Fry it for flame. Yes. And for hair. Yes. Okay. This normally we take for stomachache. Yeah.
Like pregnant women, they love it. When they start get pregnant, they believe when they eat this banana, it holds the baby, it keeps the stomach warm.
Lobby for come. All people blomifal get used for kakaim local kakai inside babu. Then ota find him no garam any siki. Then okata have live a long life.
Our ancestors' traditional varieties are superior to many commercial seeds because they are adapted to local conditions, can respond to climate change, give reliable yields, and grow well alongside other plants.
You find that some of these hybrid seeds in the different climates, they don't grow as well as they are expected to grow. And we find that some of the local seeds grow much better.
This is one of a local variety that is called Bishop, or here in Solomon Island, people normally call it no care or no break, because it can do well in any range of soil type. But this doesn't mean that people have to be stick on this one variety. They have to be diversified in different varieties of sweet potato to grow.
Melanesia, with its 1,200 languages, is recognised as one of the diversity hotspots of the world, with its many different people, their many cultures, and their great variety of plants. Biodiversity in the garden and on the land means a diverse and healthy diet. In any year, if one crop or variety grows poorly, others can do well. If there is no sweet potato, then a family will have other foods they can eat.
Our garden has to be biodiverse, so we don't have problem with the sickness of the plants, and the plant itself that we eat, like lettuce, has got much more flavor.
Mixed gardens and local food ensures bountiful, strong and healthy communities that can avoid famine and food shortages.
During the rainy season here in Solomon Island, where you have a lot of months of rain, potatoes are not producing good timber. And so people are running out of food to live on. And so we have to be diversified in different crops, like growing of yam or banana that can survive during that period of time and people can live on.
The ancestors knew they needed to support each other to survive. So today there are many different customs of sharing, including sharing our plants and seeds. This sharing keeps us strong.
One of the richest part of Melanesian culture is the giving of things, especially when they are special. When they are special things, that when someone sees a special crop, a special species of kumara or sweet potato or special species of taro, that special item is given as a special love to the wantoks.
Some of my people from the province, like Reno, Bellona, sometimes they usually come and ask for, one sack of banana or something, for plant, and we usually give it, just free, It's a traditional thing that we give things to people. We don't cost them.
Garden? Yeah, I have several gardens, and this type of taro we planted. And somebody came to my garden and he admired what I'm planting in the garden, and he asked me to give this taro to him.
Indian farmers have had experience of poor commercial seeds for half a century, and many are now changing back to their traditional varieties.
My name is Anand Pereira. I'm a third generation coffee farmer and a rice farmer. My grandfather and my parents were both farmers.
Now the S274 or the selection Robustas are high yielding varieties. 1 year they give a bumper yield and next year hardly any yield. So, and also they only respond to very high levels of chemicals, very high levels of pesticides, and they're very prone to pest and disease attack. And we have also observed in the old Robustas, the traditional varieties, they have a lot of reserved food material inside their stem, and in times of extreme drought, this reserved food material is utilized by the plant and it gives a very good average yield year in and year out.
After growing high-yielding rice varieties for 5 years, my pockets were empty. Whereas when I started with traditional varieties, it was one step at a time, and today I'm a very happy man because I don't have to go back to the seed companies asking them for high-yielding varieties, which most of the time ask for pesticide and things like that.
Pujaya Radhavendraya Satya Dharmavrataya Bhajatam Kalpavruchaya Namada Kamadenu Namada Kamadenu.
All over the world, small local organisations are sharing, improving and keeping traditional varieties alive.
And when we started this work, we went around collecting these indigenous varieties of the millets, whatever is the staple foods for subsistence. We found that we were able to collect only a handful, and people laughed at us saying, "What are you going to do with this handful of seeds? What can you do with it?" But within a short period, we were able to multiply it to such an extent that there was bagfuls and sackfuls of these different seeds, and we had to bring this message to the people that somehow we have to retrieve this diversity which is being lost. So that's where we started working with women, then farmers who responded to this, and were able to share this through seed fairs that we conducted. And gradually the message started spreading.
There is a barter system. They don't take no money transaction regarding the traditional seed plant. The person who takes a kg of seed, he has to return back 2 kg of seeds. And they are really interested, and they are trying to multiply it and distribute to other areas where they are the farmers interested.
This shanty madadre ide. Shanty kumbalkai. Idu uddi kumbalre.
What is next in
Uggi madadre ide.
for sweets, preparing sweets.
Gram is called Serim New Plant Logaden. It's Solomon Island pidgin. That means we are trying to share the planting materials to many farmers in Solomon Island. That's what the program is all about, is to share the planting materials. Basically the sweet potato varieties and also the cassava varieties and the yam varieties.
Now we have 50 varieties of local sweet potatoes here. So to plant them and find out which potato is the best. Potato collection has to collect and share them to others. Like we do, then others collect again and to share another person.
Important. Me write them signs where them name long place
from different
important. Long sabe one and place all plants only come from.
We are collecting all the varieties of local potato, sweet potato. And so far,
if I collect 80 varieties long kumara, long custom garden, long garden.
I'm lucky to pick this a variety of potato from them. They are all the people who live in the old place in the mountain.
Be lucky long find them this variety long kumara from all traditional people who only live along old Fala village long mountain.
It's about 23 varieties that have been collected and planted in this bulking area.
Mi garema paifala taipiam, kinabel, Vanuatu, Ubigayulu, Koru, Rosta, paifala.
Jude and I started the Seed Sellers Network in Australia in 1986.
Jude and me started Seed Sellers Network in 1986. Today we got 100 local seed networks around long Australia.
We work also
we work in several countries, about 20 long altogether. Guess which region now? And my favorite Blomifala? Pacific.
That's the Pacific region.
This soil seed to Kaikai cycle at Series Community Garden. From seed, colon market, garden, colon market, colon cooking. School, any good fella place, long collect them, more give him out all local varieties.
My name's Kate. We're at Black Forest Primary School Garden in Adelaide.
Nem Blomi Kate, Kenya in Black Forest Primary School Garden in Adelaide.
We collect the seeds from old crops.
Garden here started 25 years ago by some fella interest parents. If I collect some seeds from old crops and keeping for new. This can be found by corn that only yellow then go deep bright red. These are the sultana grapes. If like at 15 different grapevine, long garden, plenty sabi find in long home gardens and nurseries. If like grow them all together and sell them long parents and community.
L'attività contadina è realizzare in Italia una scuola per coltivatori della biodiversità, un luogo dove un bambino di 13-14 anni, un ragazzo di 13-14 anni
if I create them, one school long Italy where the beginning belong 13 or 14 years long making garden. Seed keepers only look at him and keep him local varieties.
Well, I've had an interest in...
The interest long all for varieties long food plant, co-back, long time, long me, long Papua New Guinea before. Traditional gardens, and got good for diversity more kumara and narafala vegetables. Time me come back long Australia, we want them long look out on old varieties, long fruit, more vegetables that only suit him wetter long me.
To my climate. Me like planting all kind kai long garden bloomy.
Another one I grow, which is called a Wendy's yellow tomato,
somebody gave
We grow him another one, or we call him Wendy's yellow tomato. Somebody give him Lomi from name Lomi Wendy. Came here from one Narfala area, belong Australia, with in different weather. First, we grow him tomato, plant him is small, but we save him all seeds and we grow him over and over again. After 4 years he passed, him he get used long weather belong me. Somebody me got one big bush with them plenty tomatoes long him.
And these are purple oak leaf lettuces. Purple oak leaf lettuce just likes growing here. I've been growing it for 10 years, letting it run to seed, and
this hemi one purple lettuce. We've been growing for 10 years. We live in plant, we go all fella with them
so
seeds.
I've been collecting seed off it.
We plant them back again, time hemi no spread them seeds belong him. We share them with them plenty friends belong me.
Than there used to be, I hope.
For many years now, hemi been saving seeds belong this fella cucumber. We start time hemi young fella girl.
Before me, this is something I plan him law. Gaten am samplet mi plaka bin kay pinis. Na am sits belong and blob beyond time. For 5 types of taro. This type of taro. Another one is here. This one.
It has to be very big.
For seeds, you must take them all very big ones that are straight and full. So me been selecting all them from field.
So these
carrots, we've been growing and saving seed from one packet long seeds that we got 30 years ago. Me kai plenty carrots since then. Nature, hemi good to us. We block them here, belong seeds, belong plant them after.
Aha, it's dry.
This for eating. This one is for kai. These for seeds. Seed, only dry them and store them along plenty different way. Kaika start with them seeds and Narafala planting materials. You me owe them lifelong you me, long all seed keepers.
My advice
from me long all kinds of people belong Melanesians. Please keep in cultural diversity long you follow.
The traditional varieties have traditional wisdom.
All traditional varieties only got inbuilt wisdom, long respond, long global warming.
It's going back to earlier times, you know.
Tell me one time long agriculture belong early times. So it be healthy for human beings and for all other insects too.
I'm a housewife, so I have a job that I can...
We plant them food long garden and sell them, so I make good blow me.
So it's good. It's good for me.
Food means peace, you know. The food means...
Kai meaning peace, Kai meaning relationships between families and extended families.
And good for the Kai.
Me live along number 15th floor for 33 years, bringing up 3 pickaninny. Oh, me like 'em garden below me. We come downstairs 2 or 3 times long one day. Me love 'em too much.
Keeping in mind the plants go to flower.
You must survey that plants only go along flower, then seed, and back again. Also one cycle long million years.
And seeing that little magic where a tiny seed grows into something that's...
Looking that magic long one small seed long ground and adding water long him, it grow good for to us.
What we have inherited...
Yumi learning from old fella belong Yumi, how belong live long rural areas and villages belong Yumi.
In our villages.
The seeds gives me everything that I need. And to feed my kids, grow healthy.
Seeds are giving me everything.
I don't need...
Me need him belong feeding bikini belong me. Me no need him kai belong store. Long look at him, all bikini belong me.
to pray.